In this video, I'm going to focus on national primary roads, or just national roads for short. I'm going to remind you of the rules and regulations around them and give a quick demonstration drive towards the end of the video. Now, national roads are usually bigger, wider and of more importance than regional roads as they carry more traffic. For the most part, national roads are very well maintained with good signage and good road markings. The speed limit is usually 100 kilometers per hour, although it could be less depending on the locality and depending on signs. Very often, a national road will have a good sized hard shoulder, which acts as the edge of the road, normally used by cyclists and pedestrians, and it should also be used in the case of an emergency or a breakdown. The hard shoulder can also be used to let faster vehicles from behind overtake, but only if it's safe to do so and only if it's viable, and I'll go through that in a little more detail when I'm doing the demonstration drive. Watch out for the yellow hatched markings as well as you enter a national road from a minor road. These hatched lines are in existence to strongly discourage drivers from emerging onto the main road without the appropriate gap. In years gone by, there used to be a speeding up lane to allow traffic to get up to the speed of normal traffic, but this is now considered dangerous because you don't want to be encouraging traffic onto the main road without the appropriate gap. Look out as well for these green delineator indicator posts. These are quite convenient as they highlight and reflect against your dipped headlights at night, and therefore helps the driver to identify the fact that there's a left turn or a right turn up ahead. They are also very often accompanied by green reflective studs on the ground, otherwise known as cat's eyes. So that's a brief introduction to some of the main rules and regulations surrounding national roads. Let's have a look at this demonstration drive now, where I drive on a national road. But firstly, I have to negotiate a rather large roundabout, taking the third exit to the right. So here we go. So I can see the sign for the roundabout coming up. So I'm just checking my mirrors now before I slow down, watching out for anybody that might be on behind me or on my side. So third exit to the right. So we'll check the mirrors first. Signal. Now drifting over to the right hand lane. It hasn't quite opened to a right hand lane yet, but it will now shortly. Down the gears and a few looks in there, previewing the roundabout, not waiting until I get to the line and not stopping too close to this car in front. So just watching out now for the right. Seems to be a bit of a break there for the car in front to go, but I have to wait for my own brake in traffic. So it all looks good on the right there now. Just one last look to be sure. Into second gear. Now I go on the inside lane, the right lane, the inside lane, and giving a good look at the mirrors every now and then as I go around. Up to third since it's a bigger roundabout. And now going to exit mirrors, indicate left. Just double checking the mirrors again. A quick shoulder check. And off I come then. Everything looks good. And now that brings us on to a national road again. And on a national road or a main road, the speed limit is 100 kilometers. Now that doesn't mean I have to get to 100, it just means it's the upper limit. I ought to be driving very left of centre here, so I'm driving so close to the yellow lines that I'm nearly touching them, but I'm not quite touching them. I don't want to use that hard shoulder unless in an emergency, or if a guard pulls me over, or possibly to let faster vehicles overtake me, but only if it's safe and only if there's nobody else in the hard shoulder up ahead, and only if it's a broken yellow line, not a continuous yellow line, I mean. So I'm driving here along the main road about 80 to 82 kilometers at the moment, keeping very much to the left of centre, mainly focusing on what's ahead of me, but keeping an eye on the cars behind me as well, although they're keeping a good distance behind me. As regards the silver car in front, I ought to be staying at least 2 seconds behind him. Now I'm well over that, but let's see the 2 second rule in action now. So he's going to pass that yellow sign there now. 1, 2, 3, and I'm 4 seconds behind him, which is a very good and a safe distance behind him. So I can see there's another roundabout coming up now. He has his brake lights coming on there, so I know he's slowing down. Checking the mirrors. I'll be going left, so I'll have to start off in the left lane. And just getting down to fourth gear then in preparation for the roundabout. So I'll be taking the left, so mirrors indicate left. And watching the cars as they overtake me as well, even though it's fine if they're going right. And getting down the gears. Now I might be able to go with this in third if there's nothing coming. I'm going to make sure first. Looks clear for now. Just one last look. Everything looks fine there. and it was perfectly okay to do that in third gear because it was a slightly bigger roundabout, whereas normally I'd go down to second gear for a smaller roundabout. So as you can see, it's perfectly okay to do the larger roundabouts in third gear, provided it's safe and clear to do so. So there are lots of different things you need to concentrate on when you're driving on a national primary road, from the road markings to the signage to what the vehicles up ahead are doing. But try and be aware of the possibility of traffic building up behind you if you were driving slower than the normal flow of traffic. It shows good courtesy to pull in gradually and let the faster vehicles overtake you, provided it's safe to do so, of course. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, you may also enjoy another video here on roundabouts, where I go through lots of different aspects of the roundabouts, from the approach to the position to the signals. I will leave a link in the description as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon for another driving lesson video.